What's up, y'all? Who's out there? Jamming out to one of my songs that I made back in the early 2000s. It's just an instrumental. I never made it to the vocal part. DS, what's up? Howdy. Yep. This is a track I did in the early 2000s. Back whenever I was still, trying to figure it out like I am still now. But oh, what's up? What's the question? I like questions. I actually put a question out on my community tab this morning, asking basically if you actively seek the conversations with other theists. B.S. Lewis, how did you get community tab before 500 subs? I have no idea. What's up? Look at the trees. Hello. I'm not sure. One day the notification just popped up on my phone, and I was like, "Oh, very cool." And I've been playing with it ever since, and thinking about some questions that I'd like to see, how people answer. Like I'm kind of curious, like if people went through the stages similarly to me. Like I became an atheist, and even whenever I wasn't identifying as an atheist, I was in comment sections, and I was um actively, you know, sometimes debating, but getting into those type of conversations. And I spent a lot of time just like on my phone on in the comment sections. B.S. Lewis says, I do seek interfaith dialogues to answer your survey. Right on. I spent a lot of time doing that. And then I kind of like, I went to this other stage where I was like, well, I wonder like what other atheists are like. I started seeking people, had a likewise, thought process to the whole religious concept. And it's been a really cool journey. There's been a lot of conversations. I've learned a lot. I tell you what, um, every once in a while, I will get a comment of somebody addressing something I said years ago. And I'm like, whoa, like I still stand by my ideas that I was putting forth, but my grammatical errors were abundant. Like the atheist community has sharpened my and I like that kind of feedback. I do want to achieve to get better at, everything I really do, honestly. And with the music, um, I've recently started looking for information on mixing and things like that. Oh, look, I got something else said in the chat. The trees. It took me a while to identify as an atheist because I didn't know what the word even meant until a team leader of mine in the army told me what atheist and agnostic meant back in 1997 or 98. Um, yeah, and I got misinformed of that too as well back in junior high, and I ended up identifying as more of an agnostic and being like, I just don't know the answer to that question. And somebody had told me like, oh, well, you can't be an you don't want to be an atheist because that means you believe in nothing, which it doesn't mean that. And uh, this was before the internet, so like looking up information meant like going into the library, actually looking through books. Godless Sewing is here. What's up? Hello, howdy. Yeah. Um. But yeah, um I was kind of misinformed, and but in the end, whenever I did find the atheist community and I started really like paying attention to the terms that were used and like researching it and basically educating myself on the subject, um I found out, well, that does describe how I think. You know, I do not think that a God is very likely at all. A lot of stigma and misinformation. Yeah, it sure does. And um, with this online community, it has uh, taught me a lot, and I appreciate it. I like interacting with all of y'all, and that kind of was like my stages of going through it and interacting online. Um, like I went from like where I was very heavily just like in comment sections, debating theist, and and I did get into like watching the debate videos and stuff like that. But it kind of comes to a point where like you hear all the arguments and you have an understanding of them, and I I kind of like waned from that, and now I'm more like looking at the social issues and things like that. And like I don't know, I've just kind of been on this kind of journey and do wonder, how other people have gone through stages. A lot of stigma and misinformation. Yeah. But yeah, um I'm excited to start sharing some of the new stuff. What we're getting into next, as for like all the songs. B.S. Lewis, the arguments are just one half at two-sided. Oh, wait, that. Oh, the arguments are just that two-sided. Look at the trees says, I want I went deep into paganism and Celtic shamanism in the New Age book section when I first came out of the Southern Baptist cult I was in. Yeah, there's a like the counterculture, there's another word I'm looking for to describe um what I'm talking about. Uh, uh yeah, and that's all like very interesting to see, like all the different beliefs, like whenever you start really researching it, there is such a wide range of ideas about what life is, and like worship and things like that. Just it really blows my mind when people are like, they chose their religion out of because this is the one I grew up in, this is the one I've always been a part of, or my wife or my husband is this, so I'm this religion too. It's it's kind of strange. Like, how did you narrow it down to where, like, this is a belief I want to hold? These are things that I want to say that are true, and I live by them, when there are so many out there that a person can, choose from. How do you tell which one is the right one? Because you got to pick one, right? You can't have multiple, which I have no issue. I'm not going to tell somebody they can't be like a Buddhist, um, Christian, or, any mix of any of those ideas. Look at the trees, they don't see what a roll of the dice they are taking. Yeah, yeah. And it is kind of just that, and like, and a bit of imagination, whatever, wherever their mind takes them. I don't know. But that's something that I've just wondered about, is like the stages people go through, when finding a new religion or becoming a part of something new, like how they go through the stages. Um, but yeah, I finished that jam series, and that was all. Those 10 songs were all just so we could hash out new ideas, and I've learned some new recording techniques, and I'm actually going to go back, and I'm working on the truth claims, the previous group of songs that I put out there, and going to apply those to those songs of the Truth Claims album. Like, I really like those songs, and I really like the concept. I just think I definitely need to revisit them and rework them out. But yeah, that's like where I'm at in the music making, is going back and trying to polish these other songs, and we're still working on the new stuff as well. We're going to make it going to take some time on it. All this stuff that I've been putting out has been a week. Like, I'm giving myself a small window, and it's kind of a theme of this episode is stages, like the different development, and that's what I'm going to apply to all the newer music that I'm going to be putting out is do a recording session, do a mixing, and then do a mastering and build it in stages, and so that way I can catch things that I shouldn't let pass through. Like on the truth claims, I let way too many times where I played with an out of tune guitar, and um, it was just out of pure excitement of wanting to put something out that I just kind of overlooked things I really shouldn't have. But it is what it is, and I mean that. Oh, Paul Camish, what's up, Paul? Look at the trees. Cool. I'm interested to hear and see all that end music. Yeah. Paul, we haven't talked in a little while. Yeah. Like I really did shift to where I was like arguing with a lot of theists and stuff. And then I got to the point to where like I wanted to have more conversations with like-minded people, and I have met people all over the world, and I really enjoy that. I really like that perspective, like being able to have that perspective. Paul says, "Hi mate, I'm good. Hope you are doing okay." Yes, I'm doing well. I'm okay. That is for sure. And likewise. Yeah. Um and yeah, it, it shifted to where now I like to participate and talk with people that are like-minded and enjoying channels, you know, and interacting with my fellow atheists, people who are like-minded. Not that I'm completely opposed. I will definitely, if it presents itself, the conversation presents itself, a person who's willing to have the conversation, I'm all for it. I have I definitely will open up. I've never really had a problem with talking with people about religion and stuff when they it's like one of those things that whenever you're getting to know people, it eventually will come up. It will. You spend enough time with the person, and um, people will talk about those things. As much as there's kind of like a stigma, like don't bring religion and politics to the dinner table. Like let's not talk about this because it will. It can get divisive, and people will take sides, and then you can see families like stop talking to each other. I do find that sad because in the end, it's just we're just talking about an idea, and to let it get heated to the point to where um you actually don't want to engage with that person anymore. Because some people are like bad at arguing. They have no they have no idea about all the fallacies. They they're not really looking to argue with you legitimately. Some people just like to get a rise out of you. Some people are, there's such a wide range of people and personalities that but whenever it gets heated, um in the end we're just talking about ideas, nobody's like y- y- changing your idea or thinking about an idea isn't going to do you bodily harm, would it? Hmm. Have to think about that more. But yeah, talking about ideas, it's not cutting into you, or yeah, it's not causing physical damage. But what we think about, it is important what we think about, because that can inform your actions, which if you allow yourself to think certain things. Hey, John Hudson just got back from picking up the goons, the goon squad, the goon school. Right on. I love those pictures you took, John, of the family all dressed up for the birthday. Oh man. Um that is a great time of year. It would be cool to have a birthday on Halloween. I actually have a nephew who was born on Halloween. Oh, grandson. I should have gotten my glasses. The letters are a little bit fuzzy for me. Please excuse me. Um, look at the trees, saying Christianity likes to say that if you even doubt, you are sinning and on your way to being evil. Yeah, yeah. The people who are like very fundamentalist and take those religious beliefs very seriously, um, they don't even want to think about it. They don't want to question it at all, and um, it will cause them a bit of distress, even like just trying to question those ideas. I've talked to some people here recently who, excuse me, I've had conversations with people in my local area, and when we got talking, like their jaw almost had to be scooped up off the floor. It seemed like, but still, like, I really try to keep it polite, and I'm not trying to offend anybody. It like ad hom or it's like name calling, and this is one reason why I stay out of the a lot of the Christian chats and the some of the channels out there, like they name call, oh you're stupid, or you it just it's hard for me to interact with that. It's hard for me to pay attention to all that. I really do enjoy more the conversations where it's like two people who are legitimately trying to have the discussion, and there's really real pauses for thinking, and I do find those much more interesting to watch. Whenever it comes to like atheist content, that's what really piques my interest, is just hearing a good conversation that hasn't devolved into, oh, how dumb someone is. Like, uh, like it, I don't think name calling does very much to um make somebody think about what what their ideas are, for them to confront their beliefs. Paul Camish says, LOL, Tobin, you should see a stream I was in last week. I got called every name under the sun. Yeah, yeah. It's whenever it devolves to that, it turns me off. And I don't really